Hey, thank you so much for joining me again, once again. Having a lot of fun doing these kind of discussion sessions, situation, whatever you call it. One of the questions that I get asked often is, how do I build or how do I start a meditation practice? And really, starting a meditation practice is knowing that you're making a commitment, and commitment to me requires two things: consistency and discipline. And meditation is that it's being consistent with setting that intention that you're going to sit and be in tune with whatever comes up, be in observation, be in awareness, and be in a space of neutrality, I like to call it. A lot of things can happen, a lot of things might not happen, and to me, it's that commitment of being in acceptance with what does happen. So, one of the reasons why I started getting into meditation, or the reason why I got into meditation, let's just say it like that, was, I had experienced an injury in my low back about 3 years ago, and for such a long time, I just wasn't listening to my body. I wasn't listening to my spirit. I wasn't listening to this wisdom that we are all born with. No one has more light than you. No one has more intuition than you. No one has more wisdom than you. Everyone is born with this. So first know that you have your own light, that you have your own wisdom, and that what you are seeking is, the realization that you also have within yourself everything. So I had gotten injured, and I had made up all these stories about why I couldn't meditate. But no one, from the PT to the acupuncturist to another person that I was seeing, could offer me insight as to what was going on with my low back. All that they kept telling me was that, it was going to take about 6 months to heal. And as a yoga teacher, I felt at that time I just didn't have time to heal, that this was my profession, and that moving my body was my profession, and it was something that I truly really love. On top of it being my job, it absolutely is something that I love. I love moving my body. So at that time, I was telling my sister that I was in a lot of pain, I was in a lot of discomfort, and she herself was experiencing some health things. And she told me that something that brought her, that brought her relaxation, or something that brought her soothing, or whatever, was meditation. I don't know exactly what word she used, but I know that she was the one that was like, sit down, meditate, and ask your body. She was like, ask your body why this is happening. Okay. And that's exactly what happened. I had tried going to the doctor, I had tried going to PT, I had tried going to other things, and it wasn't working. So, like any meditation practice, it requires you sitting. Doesn't matter for how long, it doesn't matter. Don't get caught up in that it has to be, you could have insight 2 minutes, you could have insight in 20 minutes, you could have insight 2 hours, 2 days, 500 hours. It doesn't matter. Each time that you sit, you're making that commitment to come back to you. So with that, the first time that I was sitting, I was like having my hands on my lap or my heart. I can't remember exactly where, but I remember specifically feeling that the reason why this was happening was a reaction to a situationship that I had been in, that I wasn't happy in that situationship, that that my heart and that my soul and that my body didn't want to be messing with the person that I was messing with. And, having that moment of being like, oh my God, like, wait, what's going on? Like, here I am acting opposite as to what my body's needing from me. It was kind of like that realization of like having like that moment of, oh man, I'm not happy in that. And my body's not happy and my spirit's not happy. So, it took me about a month, I think, to truly come to terms with that, to be like, damn, I'm not happy. I have to, break it off. And I remember, making up all these other stories about how am I going to break it off? How am I going to tell this person that, I received this insight? And I remember calling that person at the time and being like, hey, you know, I realized that I'm just not happy. And their response was like, okay, cool. Like, it was not a big deal to them. So sometimes we make, you know, what I'm saying is that, you know, we want other people to make the decision for us, or to cut us off, and or to do other things for us, and not realizing that the person that holds the power here is yourself. That meditation is the tool that gives you that insight to take responsibility for yourself, to take responsibility for your visions, for your work, for your ideas, that you do have something to offer, but you're the one that has to be willing to take action. You're the one that has to commit to sitting and seeing yourself and being an observation. One of my favorite stories that I actually heard from Tara Bach recently comes from the Maharaj, and I'm just gonna go ahead and read it to you. So I have my computer here with me today, joining this beautiful process. And you know, one of them, all right, so it goes like this: my guru ordered me to attend to the sense I am, and to give attention to nothing else. I just obeyed. I didn't follow any particular course of breathing or meditation or study any scriptures. Whatever happened, I would turn away my attention from it and remain with the sense I am. It may look too simple, even crude. My only reason for doing it was that my guru told me. Yet it worked. Obedience is a powerful solvent for all the desires and fears. I simply followed my teacher's instructions, which was to focus the mind on the pure being I am. I used to sit for hours together with nothing but the I am in my mind, and soon peace and joy and deep love embraced my normal state of being. Beautiful. That's by Maharaj from the book I Am That. You know, sitting with yourself, and don't put a timer, don't put anything. Just ask yourself a very simple question: I am. And repeat it as much. Maybe you get insight, maybe you don't. Maybe you start asking yourself, you know, questions, being in that state of self-inquiry. But get curious. I would say get curious about exploring who you are right now at this moment. And let me know how it goes. You know, there's a lot of energy right now, being that the full moon is tomorrow. And, you know, you could be feeling a lot of things, but know that whatever you're feeling is, you know, deserves attention, that it deserves your awareness, that you deserve to commit to you, because no one else is going to do it for you. So I thank you so much. Please let me know if you would like to see anything else or anything that you would like to hear on. And I look forward to being in this space of observation with you. So namaste.